Why are millions of Spanish fans obsessed with this kid? Meet Keyne, Lamine Yamal's little brother. The kid Spanish fans have started treating like the team's lucky charm. Round of 16 against Austria, the cameras catch him in the stands screaming "Vamos!". The clip spreads everywhere. Quarter-final against Belgium, the night before, Keyne calls Lamine from their mum's phone. He tells him, "Watch the big screen, I'm going to stick my tongue out." And in the middle of Spain celebrating, he actually does it in front of 80,000 people. And Lamine completely loses it laughing on the pitch. Spain wins again. One journalist covering Spain summed it up perfectly. When Keyne shows up, Spain wins. It started during the Euros 2 years ago, and the pattern hasn't stopped since. At this point, it's not really a joke anymore. People are watching the stands almost as closely as they are watching the pitch, just to see if the kid showed up. But that's only the funny part of this story, because Keyne isn't just a viral moment between games, he's probably the clearest window into who Lamine Yamal really is. Underneath the numbers, the pressure, and being 19 years old and one win away from a World Cup. Let's go back, and this all starts to make sense. Lamine Yamal comes from Roja, a neighborhood in Mataró that one Spanish newspaper once called forgotten, isolated and stigmatized. That's the polite way of saying it. His father crossed over from Morocco as a kid, and his grandmother made the trip first alone, sneaking onto a bus and working 3 jobs just to bring the rest of the family one by one. Lamine Yamal's mother came from Guinea and worked as a waitress while raising him by herself. They even named him after 2 strangers who once helped the family by paying rent when they were struggling. That's literally where Lamine Yamal comes from. A thank you note. His parents split when he was 3, the exact same age Keyne is now. He grew up bouncing between 2 homes, his mother's and his father's, and fame hasn't erased any of that. In 2024, his own father was stabbed in a parking lot back in Mataró, a reminder that fame doesn't protect the people you love. Every time Lamine talks about his mother, there's real weight behind it. He said he's grateful to her because no matter how hard things got, she made sure he never saw anything bad. Somewhere in the middle of all of that, football became the one constant. Then Barcelona found him at 6 years old during a trial of one of the club's back pitches. The youngest player in the club's history at 15, debuting against Real Betis. He also became the youngest Ballon d'Or nominee ever, runner-up for the award itself last year, behind only Ousmane Dembélé. He led La Liga in assists and helped Barcelona win a domestic treble. Then, right before this World Cup, everything nearly fell apart. A great 2-hamstring tear while scoring a penalty against Celta Vigo in April, the kind of injury that usually ends World Cups before they even begun. It wiped out the rest of the season for the club and made him a genuine doubt for Spain's first 2 games. 10 minutes after coming back against Saudi Arabia, he scored, and that's still his only goal of this entire World Cup. And this is where the 2 stories collide, because a talisman isn't always a person doing the obvious things. Sometimes it's a person changing everything around them. That's exactly what both of them have become. Keyne doesn't score goals, and surprisingly, neither has Lamine, just 1 in 6 appearances. Spain has still won every game. They have outscored opponents 13-1, kept 6 clean sheets, and set a World Cup record along the way. By the way, if you are enjoying this story, hit like and subscribe, because this channel is all about finding the story underneath the stat sheet, and this one runs through a 19-year-old and his 3-year-old brother. Then came the semi-final, Spain against France, and everything people had been saying suddenly made even more sense. More than 70,000 fans. A French team that had scored 16 goals to get here. Spain shut them down 2-0. Their 6th clean sheet of the tournament. It's also the 3rd straight major tournament Spain has knocked out France at this exactly stage. Whatever France keeps trying against this Spain team isn't just working. Yamal didn't score. He won the penalty that put Spain ahead, and another goal ruled out for offside, but dictated the entire match anyway. Even Mbappe looked frustrated. He picked up a yellow card after colliding with the goalkeeper, then skied a free kick over the bar in the final minutes, watching the final slip away. Rodri even told Yamal afterward to calm down, to stop forcing moments that didn't need forcing. Even his own teams understood the value that Lamine Yamal brings to the pitch. It was never just about the goals, it's about what happens around him. Yamal was named player of the match in the quarter-final against Belgium, without scoring, without assisting, something that almost never happens for an attacking winger. Defenders collapse toward him, and suddenly Cucurella or Yazabal has space. There is always someone appearing to finish it. Now it all comes down to one match. MetLife Stadium is waiting. Spain is chasing its first World Cup since 2010. Lamine Yamal walks in with just one goal to his name. And somewhere in the stands, a 3-year-old who probably has no idea what's really happening. Yet somehow, he might end up being one of the most important people in the stadium. Because maybe this was never really a story about goals. It was about what carries a team when the goals don't come. For Lamine, it's the space he creates. The way defenses bend toward him before he even touches the ball. And for Spain, maybe it's something even simpler. A 3-year-old kid in the stands sticking his tongue out. Reminding everyone, including his brother, to enjoy the biggest game in the world. Maybe that's the real talisman. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more stories like this, hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Follow for more.